Morning Exercises, March 12th. By love, serve one another. Galatians 5:13. This admonition implies our connection with, our dependence upon, and our obligation to each other. The service it enjoins is levied upon all without exception, and is to be displayed in every way in which we can afford mutual assistance. But let me observe what it requires as the principle of the practice: love. By love serve one another. The principle may be wanting where the service is not, and this may be easily proved and exemplified. A man has a sum of money to dispose of. He hears of a person by whom it is desired, and to whom it will be useful, and he advances it on proper security. But is the borrower's need or his own gain the motive? A hospital is built for the reception of poor patients. A rich man in the neighborhood becomes a subscriber and a patron. He is so charitable. Nay, he wishes to maintain the character of a man of liberality, and he fears appearing to a disadvantage when compared with his wealthy neighbor. Hence, many who give in a way that will be sure to make it known. They therefore impart it through the medium of some other, in spite of the admonition not to let the left hand know what the right hand doeth. Some would never give if the name was not printed. Some connect themselves with public institutions and labor to establish and enlarge them, who would individually do nothing. But here they are put upon the committee and gain distinction. But love seeketh not her own. It regards only the good of the recipient. There are 4 reasons why we should serve one another from this principle, love. First, without it, the service has no value or excellence in the sight of God. It may be useful to the beneficiary, but it will be nothing to the benefactor. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and give all my goods to feed the poor, and even give my body to be burned, and have not love, it profiteth me nothing. The Lord looketh to the heart. If this be right, the least service is regarded by him, and where it is not, the most costly sacrifices are disdained. If ye love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them. And if ye do good to them which do good to you, what thank have ye? For sinners also do even the same. And if ye lend to them of whom ye hope to receive, what thank have ye? For sinners also lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Be ye therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful. Secondly, this will render the service pleasing to the performer. It is the nature of love to make even difficult things easy, and bitter ones sweet. This made the 7 years of hard labor which Jacob served for Rachel seem to him as so many days. Everything follows the heart, not only really but cheerfully. Thirdly, what is done from love will excel in the manner. Being done willingly and pleasantly, it will be done more gracefully and welcomely. What a man does grudgingly, he does disagreeably, harshly, repulsively. He puts on a sullen face, turns himself round, murmurs and complains, perhaps reproaches too, and if he yields at last, you feel no more obliged than if he refused. The ungracious, unfeeling mode spoils the thing. Men may act the hypocrite, but it is almost impossible without love to act courteously and kindly. But where love actuates, the sufferer is not insulted while he is relieved. Alms are not flung in his face instead of being given. The wound of distress is not torn open, but gently touched with an angel hand. I have heard some refuse entirely, or in a degree, in a way that has soothed and even satisfied the unsuccessful petitioner. I wish it was in my power. I lament my inability. I wish this trifle was 10 times more. Such as it is, the blessing of God go with it. I wonder not that love is called a grace. I am sure it deserves the name, not only for its origin, but for its carriage and behavior. Lastly, this will make the service more efficient. It will constantly excite us, and we shall think we have done nothing while anything remains to be done. For love is generous. It does not stand conditioning. It will not be stinted by rules and set measures. It does not want urgings and excitements, like reluctance and taskings. The person influenced by love cannot, without shame, sit and enjoy the luxuries of his table, while penury and distress are his next-door neighbors. He cannot go out of his road to preserve his sensibility from being shocked at the sight of a bleeding traveler. He will let his eye affect his heart. He will not say to the hungry and naked, "Be ye warmed, and be ye fed," while he gives them not such things as are needful. He will give to his power, yea, and if some were to judge, beyond his power. He will not incapacitate himself for beneficence by indulging extravagance of any kind. He will labor with his own hands and guide his affairs with discretion to increase his means. He will not grow weary in well-doing, and when he meets with instances of ingratitude, though he laments the evil, he will not suffer them to justify illiberality. This sweet little verse, if universally acted upon, would immediately turn this earth into a paradise. Oh, no man, therefore, anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. He hath also fulfilled the gospel too. For the end of the commandment is charity, out of a pure heart and a good conscience, and faith unfeigned. You know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. How did he, in the face of our unworthiness, and foreseeing our sad returns, how did he look at Bethlehem and Calvary? How did he by love serve us? Be ye therefore followers of God as dear children, and walk in love, as Christ also loved us and gave himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to God of a sweet-smelling savor.